Yo guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Ballin on a Budget. Today, we got a war deck for you guys.
Let's go. And we will be playing a control version of War using the Onslaught God Power. And Clutch has had a killer weekend with Onslaught, so we've been playing it, we've been practicing. We've got a nice deck for you guys to try out.
Yeah, it's not my exact list from the weekend because that one was definitely not budget friendly. But this one definitely is. So excited to show you guys. Alright guys, here is the budget war list. This is an Onslaught deck. I'm just gonna go through the list, give you our thoughts on the cards. So for the ones, we got the Orc Rush and the Athenian Archer, just uh, pings, and they're really good against Deception, the Orc Rush, for the Shadow,
Oh, yeah.
the 1/1 cats. Um,
Yeah, you need it too in the early game. Like, sometimes you're not going to be able to make it to a sweep, so the Arc Rush is insanely good right there.
yeah, a lot of 1/1s that are spammed on the board. Orc Rush takes care of them. Athenian Archer does the same thing, but it leaves a body on the board. And I would like to say Athenian Archer is even better now with the new Enduring Shield change. It's a 2/2 that gets protected. This can pop the protected with the deal 1, and then you can rush the body into the creature for a most likely a clear in the early game.
Yeah, I think they're really good. Not everyone runs the archers, but I'd say that's like a must-have, at least right now.
I agree. I think Athenian Archer is a staple. So for the twos, we got the Tavern Brawler, the new and improved Tavern Brawler. They're now 2/3s.
All
Uh,
right.
the Enduring Shield again, it's right now in its current state overpowered. You want to run these in every war deck. Belligerent Warlock. This card is really good against aggro. It is a cycle card that clears the board while you maintain card advantage. Um, pretty effective. Pretty effective. Amazon Spear Souls just here for tall removal. They are best against stuff with 5 HP. So what do you see with 5 HP? The ogres, the 4/5s, the 5/5s that nature has. Anything with 5 HP, Amazon Spear Soul can take out. I would like to mention briefly that the Felid Tracker can easily slot in for Amazon Spear Soul. It's probably better, but it is a Genesis card. I'm sure it's cheap, but definitely slotted in right here for 2 of them. And last card we have Iron-Tooth Goblin. A lot of relics in the meta right now, and Iron-Tooth Goblin is by far the most efficient relic removal. But again, you don't need the Iron-Tooth Goblin.
Yeah, you can swap out the Goblin for. I like the Svart Basilisk. It is a higher mana, but it's a 4/4. It also removes sleep. If you're going against a sleep deck, you can remove a sleep from a target-friendly creature. You could also maybe run the Bronze Servant, but I think overall the Iron Tooth is definitely the best one.
Yeah, you can replace it with one of those, or another option that I will mention briefly is the Wiccan Trapper. It is 1 mana 3/1. It only removes 1 durability is the problem, but it is very easy to onslaught into a creature. So definitely give some thought to the Wiccan Trapper as well. Moving on to the threes, we have Nocvi Pillager, a cornerstone of the deck. The early
Hmm.
game healing and board wipe is insane. It's insane value.
And I'd like to point out too, the Nocvi is like a perfect creature to use at the new Enduring Shield proc. It's like a perfect creature to use it on because you can do that 4 damage twice. It's just like the Battle Mage, except you're getting healing from it.
Absolutely, definitely a good target for Enduring Shield. And then we do have the Battle Mage. So Battle Mage is uh, very flexible. You could either clear 2 minions with 4 HP or less, or 1 tall minion with 8 HP. Uh, really flexible. So a tall minion with 8 HP would be the Green Giant, which is buffed. I'm sure it's in a lot of nature decks right now. The Minotaur has 8 HP. Um, Definitely good use of Battle Mage there. We are running Harvest Arachnes. That's for our The big threats like Helion Elites or Juggernauts, well, whatever they're running that's big, Harvester Arachne can take it down. And Blade of Sticks needs some more relics. Blade of Sticks is really solid relic. Jumping into the fours, Viking Longship. This, I would consider this early game removal. Um, it's usually sticks too. 4 HP is not too bad, and it already has blitz. You don't have to onslaught it. So a big fan of the Viking Longship. I think it is underrated. If you were to replace it with something, Veteran Archer, I don't hate the Veteran Archer at all. But I definitely wouldn't run more deadly minions. I think 2 is probably enough. I think the meta is more aggro right about now, so you don't really need more. But if you are running into more control decks, you might need a Poison Peddler. Could definitely slot it into the 4 mana slot. And we got 5s. Carnage Sweep. This is your board wipe. You need a relic equipped, which is not too hard. We are running 4 of them, but these are good for early game. You play a relic on 3. They're playing creatures into you. On 5, you Carnage Sweep, or you can save for the late game. You go relic sweep, same turn. Very, very versatile, and you don't even need a relic. You can just deal 2 if you don't have a relic. The card is just good, just very good.
Yeah, you definitely want that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Carnage Sweep is just insane. It doesn't go through ward, but there's not too many ward creatures unless you're playing light. So Carnage Sweep is insane. Orc Mage, newly buffed Orc Mage, has Leech now. Or I mean, it had Leech before, but now it can attack. It's not an ability. Roar, deal 1 to each creature. So I heard someone compare this to a Demogorgon. I can see the comparison. I can see the comparison.
You get a little bit of healing.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a little bit of healing. And what another role that Orc Mage plays that you probably might not notice at first is it triggers your Hector, Prince of Troy, to have Leech. So if you guys don't have Hector, he is really, really good in this deck. And really slower war decks in general, Hector is insane. He gains Protected, Leech, Blitz, Twin Strike, just crazy removal in Hector, and a threat as well. You have to deal with them. And then next to Hector, we got Strength in Numbers. This is the win condition basically. 4 random war creatures, you buff them up. On average, I'd say they're pretty good. Would you say?
Yeah. I mean, it is. You're rolling the dice a little bit because you don't know what war creatures you're gonna get, but it does give the +2/+2 to each one. So you're not gonna get like a 1/1 or a 2/2. They're gonna be beefed up and ready to go.
Yeah, and if you do low roll, you got another one for the consistency. So definitely, this is one of the only Trials cards other than the Nocturnal Pillagers. Would highly recommend picking these up for this list. Finally, we got the last top end, Helion Elite. It's just a solid card. A lot of decks can't deal with the Helion Elite. Nature really struggles, for example. So just a good, solid top end. And I'd like to make note of some replacements here. If you do have Avatar of War, it could be slotted in for Helion Elite. I would advise against Grendel. I think he is a little weak in his current state. Definitely Avatar of War though, and Helion Elite. More replacements, Demogorgon. Of course, you would run Demogorgon. Card might be overpowered. Who knows? Am I missing any?
The Magic Missile Launcher.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Magic Missile Launcher is basically the Blade of Sticks, except it heals you and deals 2 damage to 2 random creatures. For 1 more mana, it's just better.
Yeah, I'd say it's really good against aggro too. Even if they remove that relic, the Afterlife is still gonna proc. It's still gonna do the 2 damage to 2 random creatures, and heal your god for 4. So I mean, it's just a little bit of board removal, heals you up a little bit. It's a really good card.
Yeah, so if you do have these, I would replace the Blade of Sticks with them. Yeah, I think that's about it for the deck review. Want to get into some games?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. Hopping into a game here against Wasim. We're picking Onslaught. This is an Onslaught deck.
What will it be? It's a mirror match.
It's a mirror match. Okay, so I'm assuming he's running a slow deck. Um, so we have 2 strength and numbers. No reason to try to keep one. Iron Tooth Goblin War has so many relics. Definitely want to keep this.
Probably keep that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this all looks pretty decent to me.
It does look pretty good. Yeah. We can clear whatever he tries to play on us.
Yeah, and this is a reactive deck.
We got the Reckoning. Okay. You normally only see the Reckoning if they're running the Valka's Axe, so I wonder if he's running that or if he just really likes Enduring Shield, and that's what it looks like.
It could be. It is quite good right now.
This is why we play Iron Tooth Goblin.
Bam!
Get rid of that, no value.
Oh, you know what?
Another one, okay. Really likes Enduring Shields. So, archers are so good against war because of how they ping, and then you can rush them in. So we ping the protected away, and then rush in the body. It's so disgusting. And it's even better now that war has even more protected with the shield. But before it was good against Battle Mage, the 2/2s with protected, the 3/2 with protected. And now he's passing back to us, and we're just going to send it right back to him. In this matchup, specifically, it's going to be a lot of passing. The only reason you wouldn't want to be passing is if you have 9 cards in your hand, or if you want to be setting up for a strength and numbers turn. You want to dump some cards so you don't waste any value.
Definitely. And I did pull up his list. Typically when you're playing control, you want to be looking at people's lists just so you know what you want to save to prepare for what they're playing. And it does look like he's playing Valka's Axe in his
Really?
list.
Wow, okay. Interesting. So
yeah, 1 Valka's Axe and 1 strength and numbers.
Is that all of the late game?
Yeah, and an Orc Mage.
Okay. Well, I think we will outvalue him the longer the game goes, so we just want to try to survive here. There's so many ways to deal with this. I think we just use the Spear Soul though. It's one of the least impactful cards. It's just like good stats.
And I think that's what you're kind of going for too, is like your least valuable cards. If you can use it to kill their creature, then that's what you want to use. You want to save the good cards for something good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just save up the value. Here's an example though where we can get value out of our Longship. We buff the attack on it. It survives with 1 HP. So, and we get favor for that. So let's go for that line. We may take some board. Again, if we had a strength and numbers in hand, we could be playing this a little differently. Maybe dumping faster to make room. But we do not have a strength and numbers. So he's playing Signal Scouts. That's an interesting card.
Yeah, so I'm looking at his list again, and he's got 2 poison creatures, which is good to know. His other removal, the sweeps, and he actually plays an Avalanche Strike as well.
Really? I have actually seen Avalanche Strike in some lists. I don't really understand it because it's not like Slayer War, you know. You don't always have a relic. I don't know if I like the Avalanche Strike. So he's playing more minions. Is he running relic removal? I kind of like this play his 6 here.
He is, yeah, he's running 1 Iron Tooth Goblin.
Alright, 1 Iron Tooth. I'd say if we had the option, we'd rather him use it on this thing than our 2/2.
Yeah, I
Shield.
agree.
So
Enduring Shield is just crazy strong right now.
yeah. Yeah, it is. One thing he could be doing to mess us up here is continuing to pass. So this is a good strategy by him because Not yet, but next turn we're going to be forced to play a card into him, which again in this matchup you don't want to be playing cards into your opponent. Oh, he didn't do it. He's playing cards into us. Giving us value from our god power is what this is doing. So we yeah, we'll just clear this with Knock V Pillager, honestly. A little 2-for-1. You can see extracting every bit of value out of our cards here by not playing cards into him. Now again, this strategy is foiled whenever they pass till we have 9 cards. But he just keeps playing cards, we're gonna keep getting rid of them, you know? So we can burn 2 here with the Orc Rush. Play the Warlock.
I think that's good. Make a little space in your hand.
Make a little space.
You draw one.
Draw a card anyway. Yeah, like, I mean, there's just no reason to. Like, we could easily play the Battle Mage here, but, like, why? Like, maybe next turn he goes too wide and we Battle Mage and clear his board. It's just, it's okay to pass, to float mana in control matchups. Now, against aggro, that's pretty greedy. You don't really want to play greedy against aggro, just against control.
So you got the strength in numbers. Maybe that's why he was playing down creatures to make room for the...
That would make sense. His hand is full. He got the strength out before us, and now our hand is full as well. So, again, one thing you want to be mindful of with this deck is Hector. What he has and what he needs. The best attributes on Hector are the Blitz and the Twin Striker Protected. The Leech is really good too, but in this matchup we don't really need it. So I'm just gonna play one of these Battle Mages because we don't have Protected on our Hector yet. So we're just gonna jam down a Battle Mage and pass our turn. Again, we did have to play a card there. We were full. And he's burning.
Alright, so there's the first card off the strength in numbers.
Yeah, it's probably good to keep track of how many he's played off of the strength in numbers, so you know to expect any random war cards. Like, you know, they're not running Valka Champion of War in their list, but maybe they got off of strength in numbers. But if you see them play all 4 creatures already, you know they don't have it. What's going on here? Twin Strike. Okay, so he's clearing our board. Oh, okay, that was strong.
The relic.
That was strong. Pretty difficult to deal with this type of board. Interesting spot here. There's a couple lines. What are you thinking here?
I mean, the first one I thought of was Orc Rush and Trojan Battle Mage, finish him off with the relic. If you wanted to leave one of his creatures alive, you could just run the Amazon Spear.
I kind of like that idea. I'm gonna take both of your ideas and put them into one. We're gonna do this, and now that we have the strength and numbers in our hand, I think we're gonna play a little proactively here. And I think of all the cards to play proactively, I mean, you don't want to waste your Battle Mage, but it's pretty annoying to kill a Battle Mage, for Onslaught to kill a Battle Mage unless they have the Archers. Not a lot of people run the Archers, I want to point out. They're very underrated in Onslaught. He does have the Orc Rush though, that is a standard. Orc Rush and Orc Mage. How about that? So again, we want to be keeping our hand a little empty because we do got the strength and numbers coming up here. We could play like...
Yeah.
We can play 3 cards here. 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Alright, let's go for that. It's probably obvious to him that we're dumping our hand right about now, because that was pretty inefficient. But again, it is on purpose to make room for strength and numbers here.
Yeah, and he's still got 2 creatures left from his. So we probably want to get our strength and numbers out as soon as possible.
Yeah, and once we do that, we can start playing more proactive. He's pretty low on cards. He only has 8 cards left. Oh, okay, there's one of them. Doesn't do too much for him here. Wow. As much as I like strength and numbers, this Hector value is pretty insane. He does have protected and blitz and leech.
Yeah, I like that.
And we're back up to 29. So another thing people kind of overlook with this deck is little chip damage. You can onslaught creatures that you already have on the board and get 1 extra point of damage in. Here and there, it does add up. I've seen people miss lethal. You know, they don't know they can onslaught creatures on the board, or you know, they know, they just don't think of it because it's not something you think of when you're first playing the deck. He did have the poison minion. We haven't seen any of our poison minions yet. And I think he still has 2 strength and numbers creatures. Is that correct? 1. He played
1/1. Alright, I would definitely play that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good strength and numbers turn here. Wow. Jeez, oh man. Okay. A lot of high value cards here, and they're buffed. Wow. Okay, definitely want to play something. I think we go for this guy. This guy with backline. He's a little annoying to deal with. I don't really want to use my relic here because 1, it'll give him Carnage sweep value, and 2, we have our Carnage sweeps in our hand, which we might have to use depending on what his last strength and numbers creature is. There's the Valka's Axe, super late.
A little late.
And that's his last Carnage, his last strength and numbers sweep, or strength and numbers creature. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So here we got a bunch of options.
Yeah. It's pretty tempting to play more creatures, but I mean, we know he has sweep.
Yeah, 2 sweeps, I believe.
2 sweeps.
So I don't know. Do you just trade out the back line and go face with the ship?
Trade out the back line. Yeah, I think it's good. Again, here guys, just getting value out of our god power when he's not getting any out of his. Like just a little here and there. We don't have enough. We have enough hand space, so I think we could play a Wiccan Trapper or something.
I like the Wiccan Trapper.
Get this down to 1.
It keeps him from getting it too, and like getting rid of your relic.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely a good buy there. It's not too good for him. Now, if he would have had this Valka's Axe earlier in the game and pumped it up, and pumped his hand up, and we didn't have our Goblin, it would have been a lot tougher. But luckily he did not draw it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to with that early reckoning, but
yeah. Yeah, generally
was able to wipe our board.
Yeah, that's okay. This is pretty big now. Now it doesn't die to a sweep. So he's at 4 cards, we're at 7. We still have another strength in numbers. He only has Valka's Axe. I think we go for...
I like the Warmonger.
Warmonger. I kind of want to play this guy too.
Yeah, sure. Now, do you go face with the relic? Because I think does he still have an Iron Tooth?
He does still have an Iron Tooth. He does still have an Iron Tooth. I think we do go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 more relics in hand, and it'd be a shame to waste that extra damage.
Yeah, for sure. for sure. And again, we do have another strength in numbers, so and this healing elite is probably gonna be annoying for him. I didn't want to play the healing elite there because he had a creature on board, and he could just hit it and then play another poison creature. I'm sure he runs two. There's the sweep. That's okay.
Sweep.
He's only got one more. We have some threats.
Right. Rather have him use the sweep there than use it on a healing elite or Valka.
Absolutely. Play the healing elite here. He has no board presence to pop the protected. He needs at least 2 cards to deal with this. Unless he goes for the sweep again, which again we would be okay with.
There's that Iron Tooth.
Here, again, making it very awkward for him.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't run Hector.
Ooh,
Oh, the Avalanche
the Avalanche Strike comes in handy. How about that?
Yeah, he made it work.
When we're this far ahead in fatigue, I'm not sure we need to play cards here.
What do we have? 8? Yeah.
Because this is a reactive card. This is a reactive.
Definitely.
I mean, we got a bunch of reactive cards in our hand, and we don't have room for to play strength and numbers. So I think we just pass here.
Right. I know it feels weird to pass on 9 mana, but really, I mean, we'd probably just be throwing away a card if we played anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might be different if we weren't so far ahead in fatigue. It might be a little different, but like, I'm not too worried about fatigue. Okay, so he goes for the long ship.
There's that Felid in the Sanctum. Is that a 5 damage guy?
That is. We could rush this Felid in. I think I will too. I do have to clear out some hand space.
Yeah, drop the Brawler. You can grab that.
Felid Tracker. Honestly, if you pretty good for the deck. If you have those, you could replace the 4/2s, the Amazon Sphere Souls, with these guys. They're Genesis cards. I'm sure they're cheap.
They're fairly cheap, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're cheap, but very interchangeable there.
He's healing up.
There you go. Play some more minions. So you can see, guys, he has 2 cards left, and we have a Valka Champion of War to clear this board.
Disgusting.
Pretty disgusting. Yeah, just
that's one of the best cards you can get off strength and numbers. If not the best.
Yeah, for sure. And at this point, with 2 cards in his hand, okay, he deals with it. But again, he's in fatigue with 1 card. We still have 3. And our hand was full the whole game too, so. Alright, just gonna clear that out. Again, we could play proactively here. I'm not seeing a reason to. I could play the Orc Mage. There really is no reason to go either way.
Yeah.
There.
He's got 1 card left.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what it is.
Oh. That's a bigger acne.
How did I get buffed up like that?
The axe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm not gonna waste this guy's time. That is his last card. We can officially play out. Okay. Yeah. GG to
GG's.
Alright, boys. That's pretty much gonna do it for this video. Do you have any questions or want us to elaborate on something? Leave a comment. Also, let us know what you want us to do. We only have 2 more decks left, Light and Deception. So when we're done with those, do you guys want us to go back through, look at different archetypes? Because, you know, there's more than one way to build a war deck, and, you know, that goes for all the decks. So kind of looking to hear your opinions on that. Make sure you check out Bubba's channel. It'll be linked in the description. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.